Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to lesson number 9b of A Simple Guide to Tajweed series, brought to you by Blossoms of Faith. Today, we will continue to learn about Hamzatul-Wasl. In this lesson, we will learn about having 2 second letters following each other when skipping Hamzatul-Wasl and how to pronounce them. This is the second lesson of a series of lessons explaining how to pronounce Hamzatul-Wasl. Let's start with a quick recap of last lesson. We learned that Hamzatul-Wasl always comes at the beginning of a word before a second letter. And when we connect the word that starts with Hamzatul-Wasl to the word before it, we have to skip Hamzatul-Wasl. Then we connect the last letter before Hamzatul-Wasl to the first letter after it. But if a mad or second letter came before Hamzatul-Wasl, so how we will read this? Let's have a look. Arabs avoid reading 2 consecutive second letters. When this occurs, it is overcome by different ways, including skipping the first letter if it is a mad letter, or assigning a kasra to the first of the 2 second letters in most cases. This is for the reading of the great reader Hafs through Asim. In some other cases, we assign fatha or dhamma. We have other ways to avoid reading 2 second letters following each other that we will learn later on in next levels insha'Allah. In this video, we will focus on the first case, which is skipping the first of the 2 second letters if it is a mad letter. In the first example, when connecting the word that starts with Hamzatul-Wasl to the word before, we skip Hamzatul-Wasl. We will find that we have 2 second letters following each other. The first second is the alif mad, and the second is lam sakina. To avoid reading 2 second letters following each other, in this case, we have to skip the mad letter. So we will connect from noon with fatha to lam sakina.
خلقنا الإنسان.
In the second example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the waw mad, and the second is noon sakina. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading 2 second letters following each other. So we will connect from dhal with dhamma to noon sakina.
ذو انتقام.
In the third example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the ya mad and the second is lam sakina. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading 2 second letters following each other. So we will connect from fa with kasra to lam sakina.
في العقد.
In the first example, when connecting the word that starts with Hamzatul-Wasl to the word before, we skip Hamzatul-Wasl. We will find that the first second is the alif mad, and the second is dad sakina from dad mushaddada, and lam al-ta'rif here in this example is shamsiyya, so it is silent. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading 2 second letters following each other, and the lam shamsiyya too. So we will connect from lam with fatha to dad mushaddada. If you can remember, we mentioned in lesson 2b that a mushaddad letter is composed of 2 identical letters. The first is sakin and the second is mutaharrik.
ولا الضالين.
In the second example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the ya mad, and the second is sad sakina from sad mushaddada, and lam al-ta'rif is shamsiyya, so it is silent. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading two second letters following each other and لام الشمسية too. So we will connect from fa with kasra to صاد مشددة.
لفي الصحف لفي الصحف.
In the third example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the waw mad, and the second is ra sakina from ra mushaddada, and lam al-ta'rif is shamsiyya, so it is silent. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading two second letters following each other, and lam shamsiyya too. So we will connect from dhal with dhamma to ra mushaddada.
ذو الرحمة ذو الرحمة.
In the first example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the waw mad, and the second is lam sakina, which is lam al-ta'rif al-qamariyya, so it is pronounced. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading two second letters following each other, and the alif with small circle on top between the waw and lam al-ta'rif is also silent, as we mentioned in lesson 2a. So we will connect from ta with dhamma to lam sakina.
أوتوا الكتاب أوتوا الكتاب.
In the second example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the waw mad, and the second is mim sakina. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading two second letters following each other, and the alif with small circle on top between the waw and mim is also silent. So we will connect from noon with dhamma to mim sakina.
آمنوا امرأته آمنوا امرأته.
In the third example, when we skip Hamzatul-Wasl, the first second is the waw mad, and the second is صاد sakina from صاد mushaddada, and lam al-ta'rif is shamsiyya, so it is silent. So we have to skip the mad letter to avoid reading two second letters following each other. Lam shamsiyya and the alif with small circle on top between the waw and صاد mushaddada. So we will connect from lam with dhamma to صاد mushaddada.
وعملوا الصالحات وعملوا الصالحات.
In the next video, inshallah, we will cover the second case when the first of the two second letters is not a mad letter. Thank you for listening, and see you next lesson where we will learn more about Hamzatul-Wasl. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.